A few hours ago, British leaders defend the media and demand Harry leave the country immediately because Prince Harry is deeply, deeply unpopular in the UK, a PR specialist told Newsweek. His fight against the British media is more likely to elicit sympathy for the media because of long-standing claims of phone hacking, some of which go back as far as the 1990s. The Duke of Sussex is suing 3 British newspaper publishers. He told ITV in January that the campaign is his life's work, but he might face a large financial burden if he loses, which could run into the millions of dollars. However, according to data gathered by YouGov in April, he is loathed by 63% of Brits and loved by 29%, giving him a net approval rating of -34. Meghan Markle, on the other hand, had a net approval rating of -41, with only 24% favoring her and 65% disapproving. According to Edward Coram James, CEO of the public relations firm Go Up, to Newsweek, if there is a significant public reaction against the British press, it will have an impact, and British leaders will feel compelled to intervene. The issue is that Harry and Meghan, or more especially Harry, are not the right people to bring about change in the media environment. He is extremely, extremely disliked in the UK, which is the straightforward explanation for this. He has lost the British public, and in order to make a change on that scale and against that kind of opponent, you need to lead them. His acts are more likely to get some sympathy from the British press, if anything. This isn't necessarily correct. It's a terrible truth, and it's ethically fairly awful, but the fact is that a sizable portion of the British population will oppose Harry's actions if they witness them. When you lose that much of your appeal, that is what occurs. With Trump, we saw it in America. Prince Harry said in a witness statement before the High Court that he became suspicious that his friends were turning against him as a result of the alleged phone hacking by journalists at Mirror Group newspapers. He stated, "I had a terrible impression that I couldn't trust anyone, especially given how young I was. I am partly pleased to realize that my paranoia toward my friends and family had in reality been unfounded, yet I feel sorry for how much it affected my childhood. As I am learning the magnitude of the illegal acts committed by MGN's journalists and top executives toward me." Although sympathizing, the message is not new, and several passages of the 55-page witness testimony can be found in a similar format in a statement he provided made in a statement he delivered to the lawsuit he filed against News Group newspapers. The initial phone hacking scandal rocked the British media, leading to the indictment of journalists and the collapse of Rupert Murdoch's News of the World, a tabloid. It all started with a police complaint made by Palace staff on behalf of Prince William, which resulted in News of the World royal editor Clive Goodman and private investigator Glenn McClare admitting guilt to voicemail interception in 2006, and led to Rebekah Brooks, a former editor and the current CEO of Murdoch's News UK, being exonerated. Additionally, a significant, all-encompassing public examination into the behavior of the British press, known as the Leveson Examination, issued recommendations in 2012. However, proponents of press reform contend that they weren't fully adopted. The controversy was widely covered at the time, with the investigation producing news articles about tabloid exploitation every few days for months. As of now, Harry's legal actions don't seem to have sparked the same uproar among the public and frenzy about press reform. Harry's case is primarily about making sure his name is added to the list of those whose phones the Mirror Group has been proven to have hacked, as well as seeking to demonstrate cooperation among high executives. His targets include people like Piers Morgan, who has denied ever hacking a phone or giving staff members instructions to do so while he was the editor of the Daily Mirror. However, the business claims that there is no proof that any of its journalists ever hacked the Duke, and has only acknowledged one case of illegal information collecting. James Coram said, "By criticizing the media, He is potentially doing serious harm to a really important message and cause, namely the need to stop these massive invasions of privacy and find a better balance between the public's right to know and an individual's right to live a private life. These days, there are just so many people who want Harry and Meghan to lose. It also exhibits a certain amount of naivete. He should understand this. It appears to me that they are still displaying some of the same blatant disrespect for the public's perception of them, and consequently, the actual capabilities that they have been displaying over the past 6 months. An angry insider said, "Harry, you disrespect family, past school matrons, and ex-girlfriends by revealing personal information about them without their consent. You falsely accuse the people of the UK, your family, and the media of being racist against your wife, when there is overwhelming proof to the contrary. You tell mistruths or allow people to draw false conclusions from what you say about your relatives. You mock and or put down the work to which your grandparents devoted their lives. You disrespect the military by using military charities to take money for yourself. You endanger and disrespect them by dehumanizing and enumerating the number of people you killed in battle. You use association with charities to make money for yourself." It's not that Harry's case will generate sympathy for the tabloids. The argument is that Harry's case is not going to generate the additional criticism of the tabloids that he hopes, because he is so unpopular. People are going to focus on how ridiculous and entitled he is, rather than what is still problematic about the tabloids. Basically, Harry's crusade against the tabloids is perceived not as a campaign against abuses, but as a campaign against freedom of the press, because he has relatively little objective proof of recent abuses and violation of privacy by the press. He confuses criticism with the violation of privacy. The idea is that Harry's unpopularity may affect the way his campaign against abuses by the press is perceived. In this connection, people who don't like or trust Harry may be more likely to see his goal to address abuses by the press as an attempt to limit the freedom of the press. But obviously, Harry testifying is not about freedom of the press. Broadly speaking, any case about what the press may or may not do is about freedom of the press. However, in this case, the limits of what the press may or may not do have already been determined, so the case is about whether or not the press, in this case, crossed the line. This case is only one of several that Harry has become involved in, so as to expose and or punish the press for violating his privacy over the years. It will be interesting to see how the rest of his campaign goes. What do you think about Harry being disadvantaged in the lawsuit because he's not supported by the audience? Let us know your thoughts below in the comment section. We hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this newsletter. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.